Hey guys, it's Bree. Today is shift 2 of 3. Technically, yesterday I was supposed to work, but I got standby, which was awesome. So I was basically like on call all night, but they never needed me, so they never called me in. It's like Tazo vanilla caramel chai, and I'm really excited to try it. I normally have like our peppermint, and then I have sleepy time tea for after work. It's always kind of weird getting ready for a shift on labor and delivery because you literally never know where you're gonna be at. You could be floating up to postpartum, you could have a C-section patient, you could be doing babies, you could be doing triage. Literally, there's so many different positions in labor and delivery that it's just like, there's no way to really prepare your mind. So I just pray and listen to worship music. It's been a snowstorm, so most people have been like off work, and I guess in a sense I have been too, but normally it's just whoever's scheduled that day, you have to come in. So it just worked out to where I was not scheduled these past few days. That was nice. I already took Blue out for his walk. He's gonna hang out of his pen until Keon gets home. Reunited and it feels so good. Waiting on my car to warm up, so I thought I would show you guys couple things. So I put on my labor and delivery sweatshirt. It's just a crew neck. I will have everything linked in the description down below if you're curious about anything. So you can see this is my badge. I have a little cute thing from Box Heart Designs. It just says Brianna RMBSN, and it is me holding a little babe. I have lots of pins. I have a couple of Daisy awards. This is our Employee of the Month award that I got awarded in November. And then this is just a diamond that I picked up because I'm a diamond. And then since it is February now, I typically change out my badge reels like once a month or so that I, have a little something new, something fresh. So this is the one I've had on there. I had a Christmas one in December, and then I just put this one on for January. So we are gonna switch it up today to a Valentine's themed one. And this one is like a really cute little heart with like sparkles inside of it. Oh, and then these are like belly beads that show like how big the baby's belly is on the first day and the third day of life. Just for like moms that are like worried about their baby's not getting enough milk, breastfeeding. And then it has little cute baby feet at the bottom. And then I just have a Sharpie hanging off of here too, because whenever we do like memory cards or like footprints or anything like that, and you want to write, or on people's like baby hanger decoration things, I'll put an example of one up here. But a lot of times people will be like, can you write on that for me? And so I usually just use this Sharpie. So I'm just going to transfer everything over to this one. Alrighty, so there we go. There's my new badge room. Picking up my bridesmaid's dress for my friend's wedding. Keon dropped me off.
I'm here for a dress fitting.
Dress is secured. We are in beef jerky experience. We're looking at popcorn, ironically.
You want some?
Not unless they have, the spicy kind. I might get some beef jerky though.
Python jerky.
Peppered camel jerky.
My lord.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all coming in.
Yes, ma'am. You have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Today for our exercise, we went out to the tennis courts and played tennis. And Blue ran around and caught balls for us. Hey guys, today is my second work day, but I did something weird this week and like messed up my entire schedule. I usually work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days back to back, just get it out of the way. No, but somehow my schedule got messed up to where I worked Tuesday and I'm gonna work Thursday and Saturday. So it's like every other day, which like I said, I hate. Usually I try and do my days back to back, but we're making the best of it. We're trying to be really productive and like do the things that I need to do this week. So I need to pick up some stuff from the grocery store and I need to get my nails done because as you can see, they are super grown out and they're not supposed to be this long for work anyway. I'm not a super like design on my nails type of girl, but I think I want, I don't know, I want something different. Okay, so controversial topic of the day. What age do y'all think people stop being young adults? Because I don't know what I thought as a child or like as I was growing up, but I don't know. We're at that age where it's kind of like a little ambiguous, right? Like, are we young adults? Are we like supposed to be out here adulting? Like, I just want to know like what I should be calling myself, considering myself, you know? It's like, as far as my mindset goes, like, I don't see myself as a full adult, if that like how our parents were to us. So like everybody out here pregnant and having children, and it's still wild to me that that's a thing. I just don't see myself as an adult like that. I see myself as a young adult that's like, you know, still out here like figuring things out. There are literally people my age that have like 3-4 children, you know, at this point. Even one child seems crazy. When do you get to a point where you're like, I'm an adult, I'm a mom? Like, think about yourself as how you used to think about your parents. Does that make sense? But when I looked up online, what age is a young adult? It said 18 to 25. And I'm like, that's while that very well may be true, I think in my mind, I've always thought, you know, like your entire 20s is like your young adulthood, right? Like, would y'all agree with me? I just want to know that I'm not crazy. But for real, comment down below and tell me what age range you guys think is like young adulthood. Since I'm off during the week, usually I've been trying to do better about getting out and like doing my errands before the evening, because it's a lot easier and like it is the best when you go out to like the grocery store or like the nail salon and there's nobody there. Like last time I came to the nail salon, and I think I came at like 10 a.m. and when I tell y'all, they were all just like sitting around doing each other's nails because there was literally not a soul of a customer inside the nail shop. These are my nails before. This is the after. Super pretty. I did like a purple ombre, like gradient type of thing. So I would have picked different colors. I really like these three really, but they didn't have a great selection for like a color in between these two. So that's kind of what happened. So I got stuck with this. The guy who did my nails did a really good job. It's like sometimes I go in there and I'm like, did I just pay for a manicure? Because they don't really do all the things, you know. They just kind of go in, take the polish off, repaint, and maybe shape a little bit. I'm gonna have to do better about like making myself an appointment and like coming to see the same person every time, because I really like the way Jace did them, my nails. But anyways, I'm gonna go get some Starbucks and then I need to go pick up a couple things at the grocery store. Hi. Thank you. You too. I got a chai tea latte, which is like my winter time staple, and iced matcha latte. Green tea is my summer spring drink. Chai tea with almond milk, and I always get a little bit more chai than like the recommended amount. So I got 5 pumps of chai in a grande. Beautiful. And then I just got a turkey bacon egg white sandwich. Yeah, hits me right where I need to be hit. Both of those. So, just being really transparent, I'm in a point in my life where adulting is really hitting me, and not just in the fact that like there are so many tasks that we have to do as adults, but more so in the way that everybody's 20s look so different, right? Like my 20s have looked like getting into my career and moving away from home and getting married and just building on my career and my hobbies and all of those things, and just really coming into my own. Other people's 20s are like having kids and starting a family, or staying at home and getting their masters, or like there's so many different routes that you can take at this point in your life. So it's just a really weird season of my life because a lot of my friends are on a different path than me. And so it makes it more challenging to have conversations and stay close to people that are doing life differently than me. So it's just a really difficult time in my life. And that's just being really open and transparent with you guys. I've been kind of struggling mentally just to get my mindset on like what Brianna wants and what God wants from me right now. It's just a season that I'm walking through with the Lord. I'm kind of feeling isolated and lonely, but I know that God's with me, and I have my husband and my dog, and I do have friends. It's just not how I thought my 20s were gonna look. I thought I was gonna have friends that I could like constantly like go out to dinner with and like, you know, talk to all the time. My main prayer point recently has been, Lord, give me wisdom and understanding and direction in this season. And also knowing that the seasons where I feel a little bit more disconnected and isolated, those are the seasons that truly like build my faith and my trust in the Lord. And that's how I grow. So if you're walking through a similar season, or if you're just feeling weird about the season that you're in your life, know that you're not alone. Adulthood is hard, because I was telling my husband, like, we've grown up all of our lives, and like all of our friends were always doing pretty much the exact same thing as us, you know? Like we were all in grade school together, then we were all in middle school, then we were all in high school. And now whenever you get to be adults, like we have so much freedom in the past that we can take, and everyone's doing a different thing. Like we're not all in college anymore. We're not all even in the same city anymore. It just means we have to be a little bit more creative in the way that we connect with our friends, more intentional. So here's to making the effort. You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside? I think I talked about it in the last vlog, but really just getting outside more has also been doing wonders for my mental health. I have been really stuck in a rut and like just sleeping a lot, and so I had to get back in a routine of like doing my self-care, which for me is getting outside, working out, and reading. So I found a couple books that I started to read. One is Atomic Habits and The Sacred Slow. Today I obviously was up trying to be productive, but I also need to sleep because I have to work tonight. Does anyone else like wish that they could wear whatever color scrubs they want? As nurses, we already have to wear scrubs. We're already so limited. And I understand why they, you know, make us wear certain colors so that the patients are not confused as to like who's doing what position and all of that. But especially on labor and delivery, we don't have techs. We do the entire job. So we are the techs, we do vitals, we do whatever type of personal hygiene care that we need to do for our patient while they have their epidural and like can't do it for themselves. We turn them, we do all the things. So we're the only ones really coming in the rooms. Not that confusing on L&D, so we should really be able to wear whatever color we want. But we get to at least do the seal blue and the hot pink. Today is gonna be a hot pink kind of day. Shift essentials for me. Some type of lip balm. So I have Vaseline, lotion, and a jacket. And then I always bring my headphones, but like, when do I ever have a chance to sit down and listen to them? Never. All right, I have on my Valentine's Day socks, even though it's the 16th right now. I mean, it's still February, so I'm still trying to be a little festive while I can. And we're ready for a good shift. It's been really busy, as I told you guys, like here recently. Like the other day, we had 13 deliveries between 6 p.m., which is like right before our shift starting, and 10 p.m., which is like 3 hours into our shift. So it's crazy, insane. Usually we average about 7 or 8 a night, like the entire 12-hour shift. I did want to mention earlier, like I showed you guys my nails earlier, but I keep them pretty short. So as you can see, it's like barely over the top of my finger. Keep them really short. That way, like when I'm checking cervixes and stuff, I'm not like hurting anybody. Just wanted to mention that before someone comes for me in the comments. I had 2 deliveries, 2 of those 13 deliveries on Tuesday, 2 baby boys. Then there was another delivery where I did the baby, and the baby was a little boy. I'll tell you guys about the night whenever I see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. So I'm getting out kind of early. I actually was like sitting and talking to my friends for a little bit. I was in OOTD last night, so like triage, and I only had 3 patients. First patient, he was also my last patient because she came back. So she's 38 weeks. So she's a little bit early to where there's a state law that you can't help do any type of interventions until they're 39 weeks. So this particular patient, first time she comes in there, she's like, I don't know what I'm feeling, but like I'm hurting, my back's hurting, my belly's hurting, everything's hurting. So I checked her and she was, 3 to 4 centimeters. And so I said, okay, well, we'll like keep you, recheck you in a little while. And I explained to her that we can't do anything unless you are like actively in labor, because we can't do any type of interventions because you're not quite 39 weeks. So we kept her for an hour, rechecked her, she was still the same. Kept her actually for a whole nother hour, rechecked her, and she was still the same. Gave her pain medicine, and like it kind of helped her. So that was her. The other one I had, she was also thinking that she was in labor. She was also 38 weeks. This was her 3rd baby, and she was only 2 centimeters ish. So I checked her, she was 2, gave her some pain medicine, took the edge off the pain a little bit, and then rechecked her, and she was still a 2, and she wasn't contracting as much as my first friend was. So we sent her home as well. So basically what you guys have to realize is like labor is not just contractions. You have to have contractions that are like regular, as well as cervical change. So if you're not having cervical change, then you're not technically in labor. And if you're not having contractions that are regular, then you're also not technically in labor. And then the 3rd girl that I saw, she had a fever and abdominal pain, and she had been diagnosed with COVID about a week ago. She has anemia. She has several things going on with her. And then she also was pretty sure she had a UTI. She had like white blood cells, leukocytes in her urine, and frequency and urgency. Like she felt like she always had to go constantly. I gave her an IV and some fluids because she hasn't been like nauseous or like throwing up, but she said that she felt like dehydrated and weak, and she had a fever. So I'm giving her IV antibiotics as well. Typically in the ER setting, we don't like give patients prescriptions to like go home with. So I told her to follow up with her doctor today, like to call and get a prescription for a different type of antibiotic that she can take at home. And then our friend that I first told you guys about, that first baby, contracting a whole lot, all of that, 38 weeks, she came back at about 5:30 this morning saying that she thought her water may have broken. So I think whenever I actually talked to her about it, it sounded like maybe her mucus plug had fallen out. A lot of people get hyper fixated on the mucus plug, but it's not really it's not really quite as big of a thing as people make it out to be. Things are starting up, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna go into labor like today or like tomorrow. Doesn't mean that you're gonna have your baby today or tomorrow. So and then the other thing that I always tell my patients is like, if your water's broken, it will continue to leak out. So she did the right thing by putting a pad under her and like seeing, you know, if she filled the pad. But typically I'll tell patients to wear the pad for about an hour. So if you have that initial pad and you put it down there and it's soaked, remove that pad, put another one down there. If that one is dry for the next hour, then it was probably not your water broken. But yeah, that was my night. It wasn't a bad night. Typically, like the average that I see in triage is about 6 or 7 a night. So this was a little bit more of a easier, slower night. But yeah, that was my night in triage. I'm gonna walk Blue. I do not think I'm gonna work out today, just being real. And I am going to go to sleep. Keon got me a gift for Valentine's Day. My shins hurt, like literally from the first push. All right, so I forgot to close out the last vlog. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video.